new.
Put your hands together. If you're on the screen, I want to see your hands making some motions. If you put one hand together and then slap it with the other one, that's all you got to do. This is your time and opportunity as well. If you're teetering and you're worried, if you ain't got yourself put together just right, we love you as you are. So I invite you to come onto the camera if you are so, feeling the movement. For those of you who I can't see, let me see you smile. Let me see your pearly whites. Let me see what you got. Let me see what you work with. There you go. Now keep that same energy. That's what the young people say. Wose. Now, at Wose, we bring our good energy. So we ain't got to worry about matching energy to negativity. We match energy to positivity. So let's match our sister's energy as she started off with our beautiful meditation. Sister Vashonda always comes through with smiles, with joy to start off the frequency. And it is our responsibility to maintain that thing. So as your worship coordinator today, I'm going to keep smiling in your face. I'm going to keep clapping and encouraging you. And I invite you to match that energy, the energy of the Most High, the energy that has given us breath in our lungs today, the ability to open our eyes, to stretch and move. And for those of us who are maybe having some struggles, we want you to know that we are in a prayerful mode, and we are still grateful that you have showed up at whatever capacity that you could be here. Now, that might be in real time online. That might be somebody in the future, because everything we're doing in Wose, we're making sure to put in that Afrotech archive. So you never know. There might be a young person, generations to come, that stumbles across this worship service and sees this 500 years from now. And we welcome you to Wose, because we're thinking about you in the future as we praise and uplift our ancestors who gave us the valuable information, the morals, the values, and wisdom that we carry on from the past. Ooh, that sounds good. I'm warmed up, y'all. If you're warmed up, go on and shake your hand in the air like Mama Doris did. Shake your tambourine. There you go. Very good. Very good. So again, we welcome you. Today is December 14th. Now, we are coming to the close of the year. We've only got a few more sessions of Wose for 2025. And we also are gearing up for a beautiful Kwanzaa ceremony, a beautiful celebration. As you can see, our brother Makalisi has been putting it down, and our amazing musicians have been putting it down for a long time. And that is a beautiful, gentle reminder that Kwanzaa is coming. We're going to be in each other's faces talking about Habari Gani, what's the news, and being grateful for the harvest of the year, for the seeds that we have sown. So as we move forward now, I want us to prepare our hearts and to prepare our minds for a sacred ceremony that's been going on for countless generations. Our mothers have done it. Our fathers have done it, from here and abroad to the motherland and the continent. And that is the ceremony of pouring libation. And as we pour libation, we want to shift our heart's posturing to be grateful, to uplift their deeds and their intentions, their hopes and their dreams, so that we keep them in remembrance, in the mind's eye, in the top of our heart, and keeping us motivated in our spirit. So may we now prepare ourselves for our Queen Mother Doris as we do libation.
As I come before you today, as I was reflecting on some of the conversations I had through the week, and as I constantly meditate and contemplate over what we believe, and as someone says, and what we practice. And it says, we believe in the living faith of our ancestors. Our way is not merely ritual or belief. Our way is a way of life. And so in the book of Anai from the Hosea, page 53, number 2, it says, pour libation for your father and mother who rest in the valley of the dead. God will witness your action and accept it. Do not forget to do this even when you are away from home. For as you do for your parents, your children will do for you also. Someone shared with me this week about, as we discussed, pouring libations and the ancestors. And it's not just for the celebrity ancestors, not just for the Martins and the Malcolm and the Harriets, but it's for your mothers, your aunties, your uncles, the ones that scrubbed floors, picked cotton, studied hard so that you might have a better day, so you might have a better way. So I was brought to this passage before I pour libation. I want us to think about it as we feel the spirit of our ancestors. It says from page 107 of the Hosea, the book of Coming Forth by Day, we might have had a rough week. We might have had a rough month. And it might have been a crazy year. We lost Mama Ngina and Baba Mehi, Baba Imhotep. to the ancestors, but we know they gave. So in number 5 on page 107, it says, I come forth triumphantly against my enemies. I split the heavens and open up the horizon. I travel across the earth on the heels of my enemies. I cause glorious and great ones to come to me, for I am equipped with words of power. I eat with my own mouth and chew with my own jaw, for I worship God in heaven, and I am given that which endures in the midst of things which are overthrown. Stand back from my path. I said, get behind me, those that would bring me down. For I am one with Ra. You are one with God. Coming forth across the horizons against the enemy who shall not be rescued from me. I have stretched out my hands as Lord of the crown of Upper Egypt. I lifted up my legs as one who hurries the dawn. My enemy shall not escape me. Indeed, he shall fall before me. He has been given to me and shall not be rescued. Our ancestors made a way out of no way at all. We remember them because we're able to fight against, stand up against that which will try to bring us down. So I pour a libation for my mother, Joyce Hope, Ashe, that she continues to guide me and give me strength. And I recognize her hard work. I pour libation for my grandmother, Willie Mae Pope, who taught me how to pray and what to pray for and what to live for. I pour libation for Mother Spraggins, who told us, work on your own Black self.
Ashe, come and be with us.
I pour libation to remember Reverend Robinson, who taught us to study, to take care of ourselves, to learn. So remember his spirit, that it gives us inspiration and power.
Ashe, come and be with us.
I pour libation for Sister Cleo, who was the ultimate entrepreneur, singing, performing, creating. Let me remember her.
Ashe, come and be with us.
I pour libation for Brother Bolton, who said, leave your community more beautiful and beneficial than when you inherited. Take your skills, be it a craftsman, be it someone who cooks for someone, whatever it is, make it better.
Ashe, come and be with us.
I pour libation for Mama Ngina, who kept the circles going, who reached out to people and remembered people. Remember Mama Ngina.
Come and be with us.
Remember Brother Dr. Thornton, who taught us, who sacrificed, who used his resources so that when he left here, he left it better than when he inherited.
Ashe, come and be with us.
I pour libation for my husband, Imhotep Al-Kebalan, who taught us the way and shared the way so that we would have a better way ahead.
Ashe, come and be with us.
You call out your ancestors as we remember them now.
Mr. and Mrs. Wilford and Virginia Harvey.
Ashe.
Ashe, come and be with us.
You down.
Ashe, come and be with us. Mr. and Mrs. Leroy and Hazel Conley. Ashe.
Ashe.
Father Emil Moore.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Come with us.
See you down.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Come and be with us. My brothers, Leroy Conley and Kunle Mwanga. Ashe.
Ashe.
Mama Mary Lyons and Papa Eldridge Lyons.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe. Come and be with us.
Lillian Allen.
Ashe. Come and be with us.
Brother James Lovelady.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Come and be with us.
Grandparents Edith and Eddie White.
Ashe.
Paul
Ashe,
Flanders, Sarah Flanders, Nancy Tentman, Obie Tentman,
Ashe, Ashe, Ashe,
Ashe.
come and be with us.
Ricky Bates,
Ashe,
Ashe.
come and be with
Annette Morris,
us. Ashe, come and be with us.
Father Sam Graham,
Ashe,
Ashe.
come and be with us.
Darman Flanders,
Ashe, come and be with us.
Sister Karen Guilford,
Mhm.
Ashe.
Ashe, come and be with us. Sister Jasiri Kadiri,
Ashe.
Ashe, come and be with you.
Sister
Minister
Valerie
Lizelle,
again.
I'm sorry.
Sister Valeria.
Minister Lizelle Williams,
Ashe.
come and be with us.
Leslie Campbell,
Ashe.
Ashe, come and be with us.
mother-in-law Doris Johnson,
Ashe.
Ashe, come and be with us.
grandmother
Julia.
Audubel Silas,
Right. Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe, come
Henry
and be with us.
Grandma
Hightower,
Julia,
All right.
Ashe,
Ashe.
come and be with us.
Ashe. We've raised the names of our ancestors.
Yes,
We've honored them. We
yes,
have remembered them.
that's right.
We thank them so that we might go out even stronger tomorrow than we were today. Stronger tomorrow than we were yesterday, knowing that they've got our backs. They've lifted us up and they've carried us through many trials and tribulations. But we've come out as Black people stronger than ever, knowing who we are. Ashe,
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 Ashe.
Ashe.
Libation. You know, it's interesting. I learned how to start pouring libation from Wose at 9 years old. I've been pouring libation and carrying this tradition with me since I'm a young girl. And, you know, sometimes when I'm around my peers who maybe didn't come up with Wose, they said, why are you always pouring libation? You know, what is that all about? And it's always a way to remember who I am and who I come from. And so I want to remind us that libation is not just limited to Sunday when we come together. Libation is not just limited to Kwanzaa when we all showing off our beautiful love for each other. Pouring libation is a ceremony that can be done day to day in your own private way, in your backyard, in a park, wherever you need to do to plug into source. And when I call on and when I hear the name Mother Spraggins, I think of power and strength. And that reminds me when I'm going through challenges that I can tap into that source because I've had a personal and experience and exposure to somebody with that strength. When we talk about Baba Ray, I remember one time he broke down and started breakdancing. Baba Imhotep used to always tell this story. We were in the middle of a conference and he's, I don't know, 70 something years old, maybe 60 something years old, and started breakdancing. When I think of him and I pour libation for him, I think of energy. So when my energy is low and I pour libation, whether it's physically where I have water or just in the remembrance process, I plug in to that source. So just a gentle reminder, family, that when we are going through the motions, we want to make sure to pour libation and know that that is a way to remember what they inspired us with, what kind of energy they carry, what gifts they carry. And that is our responsibility to keep them alive and tap into it so we can also have that source to keep us pushing to. Ashe? Ashe. All right, so now it's time for circle prayer. We had the energy lifted with libation, and now it is time for us to give thanks. And this woman has the sweetest smile in the world. Every time I see her, her cheeks are rosy, her eyes are curved in such a way because she is smiling. Please, my brothers and sisters, prepare your heart for us to be led in circle prayer by Mama Saraswati.
We'll start with the prayer list. Baba Jeff. Takuma King, Kenneth Fuller, Alaman Haile, Mother Mirabai, Minister Makalisi and Mary, the family of Minister Imhotep, Baba Damu, Nefertiti Littlejohn, Minister Sidney, Rashumba and Jamala, the Elia and Trina Salgado and Cherie Boyd, the unhoused Pam Tashaka, Reverend Aubrey and Viola Lewis, Jabbar Watson, Michael Sawyers, Okanona and Mahib Holmes, Marcus Johnson, Babatai and family, our elders, Michelle Hand, Mama Fania Angelia, Tayombe Jama, Tracy Brown, Delois Scott, Mama Thandiwe and family, Mark Taylor, Dave Brown and family, John Jackson, the Love Goodlet family, Omir, Zion, artist Amara, and Dahlia Pearson, Janetta Mehmet and family, S.C. Lucas, Ed's mother, Mama Zarita, Bobby Williams, Jabari Jahi, Faye Kennedy, Karamu and Amina Suso, Mama Aziza and family, Minister Mali, our youth, the Sunshine Starchild family, Avante, Lataja, Lamaya, Mackin, and Xavion, Aki, Kobe, Tahu, and Obasi Teasley, Joseph Williams, Andre Turner and daughters, Shigadi and family, Queen Mother Thurston, World Peace, Bill and Janet Sarpenter, Ile Omade, June and Don Glenn Lawson, Pepper Vaughn, caregivers, the incarcerated, Mother Victoria and Ellen McKinney, the deported, Amethyst Graham, Baba Ustadi and family, Brenda Jones, Mama Darnisha's mother, and Mama Darnisha, Mama Bonasale and her daughter Zenzale, Royce Dorsey, Professor Manu Ampim, Baba Nimbley, the addicted, Dwayne and Andrada Blair, the Bridgeforth Jordan family, C.K. Ludzepko, the Smith family, the mentally ill, Maisha Nkume, the lost, Kevin Page, the family of Malachi Story, Lavinia Ward, the family of Andrea Goodman, Brother M.B. Hanif, his wife Lola, and his son, Brother Davis, Desiree Sadler, Margarita Creasy, Afi Nkume, Pat Jameson, the African diaspora, Ruby Green and family, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. God, we come to you this morning mindful of the names on our prayer list. They are important. Each individual pronunciation of the name is a special wavelength, a special frequency, a special person in our hearts. And we don't want to ever not care about the people who are part and parcel of our family. They are us. We also have a reading this morning coming from the Hosea, page 32, from the book of Kunanuk, Roman numeral 3, the second paragraph, just the first line. The balancing of the land lies in Maat, truth, justice, and righteousness. O Most High, Almighty God, we are resting in your sacred space. We are like flowers in a garden, and the words from the meditation, the words from the libation, the words from the moderator, the words in this service are like water to us. They feed us. They help us grow. They nurture us. Help us to remember and embrace every single second of this service. It is for our benefit, for our growth, for our strength, for our nurturing. We are grateful. We honor your great power that resides within us. And it is with this gratitude that we thank you for every minute of every hour in every day of this life, because it is so sacred. We smell the sunshine. We see the heart strength. We taste the joy of life. We do not take for granted all the wonderful blessings that you have given us: life, health, family, friends, food, shelter, and wose. We pray for inner strength and wisdom. We pray for strong will and clear vision. We pray for an open heart that will keep us on the path. We offer a special prayer this morning for WOSE leadership and staff. We are thankful for their sacrifice. It is a sacrifice, and for their labor. It is work of love. Keep them and help us to honor them. The names that have been presented to us this morning on our prayer list, they are our family. They are part of this circle. We know that within this circle there is need. There is grief. There's physical pain. There is loneliness. There is addiction. There is unforgiveness of self and unforgiveness of others. There is financial insecurity, and that is very real. Help us to meet the needs of our family with strong character. Whether we pick up the phone to call and check on one another or drop off food prepared with love, you are the source. We are just the tools. Help us to be real and stand in the gap. This is a season of love and family. This is a season of commitment to our values. Hold us close as we celebrate Kwanzaa. Through justice, righteousness, harmony, balance, reciprocity, and order. Let us be the answer to the question, what is love? As we move from darkness to light. I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice to worship you. Oh, my soul, rejoice. Take joy, Amun-Ra, in what you hear, and let it be a sweet, sweet sound in your ear. We adore you. Creator, we have communed with you this morning. Bless spoken and unspoken prayers as we walk in your sacred African way. Amen and Ashe.
Amen. Thank you very much.
What a soothing voice you have. I'm going to have to find my favorite bedtime story and have you record it for me so I can go to sleep to your voice at nighttime. What a sweet voice. And if you would continue on, it's time for our announcements.
These are your WOSE Sacramento announcements for Sunday, December 14th, 2025. The Kemetic Spiritual Book Study, led by the Honorable Professor Menu Ampim, will meet every Sunday at 9 a.m. for the next 6 weeks, beginning on 12/21/25 through January 25th, 2026. The Zoom meeting login and ID are the same as for our Sunday service. The Pan-African Peoples Organization will celebrate Kwanzaa on Tuesday, December 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. The address is 981 89th Avenue in Oakland. The purpose or theme of this celebration will be to honor Kwanzaa Queen Mother, Sister Makinya Sibeko Kuyate. We look forward to seeing you there. Just a reminder to save the date for the Sacramento Kwanzaa celebration on December 27th, 2025. Details follow your calendar. Intercessor for your family. Days 5 p.m. Flyer at this account. I'm not sure what's going on with this recording. I apologize. For prayer week, prayer time in. We'll just talk over it. Please make sure that you cover everyone in our prayer list. There will be no Black Knowledge Matters this coming Wednesday. And if you're interested in presenting, please contact imhotepalkebalan@gmail.com or call 916 835-1823. Take place on July 7th through 21st for 15 days, and December 12th through 23 for 10 days in 2026. Note, these are his final study tours. Visit ctoinc.com for reservations and information. That concludes our announcements. Ashe.
And I certainly hope to see some of you join me in Kemet with our own Anthony Browder, amazing scholar. I think that is an amazing highlight. He's taken people from our community, extended community, for years and years, over 20 years, back and forth to Kemet. And so I will be there, and I hope that any of you interested will seek out the information because it will be an honor and a privilege to study at the feet of an elder who has dedicated his life to this work. So thank you so much for all of the information. It looks like Sister Sabrina, the songstress, has a raised hand. Please feel free to share your announcement at this time.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
We can.
Yeah.
Good. I didn't, it was breaking up, so I don't know if she announced, if Saraswati announced this. I have two important announcements. One is my show is coming up at Florence Square's Digital Cafe, a collaboration with myself and Vivian Lee. They refer to her as one of the local legends because she's been singing for a long time. So we're going to do a show with a quartet there at the Florence Square. The most important announcement, even if you can't come to that, and advance tickets are $15 and at the door it's $20. So we would love your support. Damani Sukumu is bringing us there and promoting that. So if we could fill up the place, he could get his money back. So, but the main announcement is that day is also African Marketplace. It's still happening on the first and the third Saturday. So you all know I'm an advocate of supporting our African retailers and vendors. So there's 25 retailers there that are there full time. And then there'll be many vendors that day. It'll be a festive day, and many food vendors bringing both vegan and other foods to the African marketplace. So it'll be a festive day. If you can come out and support the vendors, support the concert, have fun, entertainment, food, and so on. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Sister Sabrina. If there aren't any other announcements from Sacramento, we would love to hear any of announcements from OSE Oakland as well.
Can I ask about Sister Sabrina's event? What date was that?
Oh, it's Saturday, December 20th at 3 p.m. And I do have tickets of just a few left, though. Damani may have some, but he's back east. I have just a few if you want it in advance. So it's Saturday, December 20th at 3 p.m. And I might add, I have really fabulous musicians, James Malone on keys, Kirk Waddy, who was the late Reggie Graham's bassist, Barry Hutcherson, the son of the legendary Bobby Hutcherson, will be the drummer, and then Ken Saxman Stout out of Vacaville.
Excellent. And I'd like to remind us, for those looking for the particulars for our Kwanzaa celebration, WOSE Sacramento will be December 27th at 5 p.m. at the Roberts Family Center. And Oakland's celebration is at Ile Omade this Friday, on Friday the 26th. So we got a back-to-back. If you're interested in that, there'll be promotions going out this week so you can share it with family, friends, and extended community as well. Sister Teresa, I see you have your hand raised. Please unmute yourself and join.
Hi. I just wanted to tell Sabrina, save one of those tickets for me.
Okay, I'll say I have 3 left. I'll say one has your name on it, Teresa.
That means it's 2 left. Who look? I can
Thank
turn this
you.
into an African marketplace real quick. She got 2 left. Raise your hand if you want those last 2 tickets for the Timeless Jazz Soul and Holiday Classics event happening on Saturday, December 20th, 3 to 5 p.m. They're $20 each. You're gonna get that and support there, and then you're also gonna join at Wose Oakland for Kwanzaa and Wose Sacramento. We got a whole lot of events going on before the year's up. Are there
Thank
any
you.
more
I need to
announcements?
hire you.
You sure can. You sure can.
Yes. Thank you.
Excellent
And I
job.
love the anniversary last week, by the way.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
That
Glad
was
you could be there.
amazing. I just wanted to say that. I was so
Glad
glad
you
to
could
be
be
there
there. Glad you
in
could
Oakland.
be there.
Yes.
All right. So are there any other announcements going once? Going twice? If not, it is now time for us to affirm ourselves and affirm each other with our Baba Ed Lucas.
And Sister Sugar D.
And Sister Sugar D. Mama Sugar D.
We will know God's truth to be free and self-determined.
Creator, help us to remember the humanity, glory, and suffering of our ancestors and to honor the struggles of our elders.
Let us strive to bring new vision and life to our people. Let there be peace and harmony among us.
Let us be loving, sharing, and creative. Let us work, study, and listen so we may learn, teach, and cultivate self-reliance.
Grant us power, O Holy One, as we struggle to resurrect our hearts and our homeland.
We will raise our children according to the needs of our nation with discipline, patience, devotion, and courage. We will strive to be the living models of the new direction of our people.
We are an African people.
We are children of God.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe. Give thanks for that affirmation. Now, Baba Jeffrey always has some kind of like special bag of edutainment for us. So I'm always looking forward to see what he has curated. So, Baba Jeffrey, please take us away with your song selection and surprise us with something good. If not, I can sing a little song. There we go.
Habarigani, Uzo Saba, Habarigani, the 7 days of Kwanzaa, Habarigani, Uzo Saba, Habarigani, the 7 days of Kwanzaa, on the 7 days of Kwanzaa that we celebrate each year. There's a special question I know you will hear. There's a special answer for each special day. When you got that spirit, you'll know what to say. Habarigani, Nguzo Saba, Habarigani, the 7 days of Kwanzaa. Habarigani, Nguzo Saba, Habarigani, the 7 days of Kwanzaa. On the first day of Kwanzaa, Umoja, unity of a people, Umoja. On the second day of Kwanzaa, Kujichagulia, self-determination, Kujichagulia. On the third day of Kwanzaa, Ujima, collective work and responsibility, Ujima. On the fourth day of Kwanzaa, Ujamaa, Cooperative economics, Ujamaa. On the 5th day of Kwanzaa, Nia. Living life with purpose, Nia. On the 6th day of Kwanzaa, Kumba. African creativity, Kumba. On the 7th day of Kwanzaa, Imani. African people keep the faith, Imani. Abarigani, Nguzo Saba, Abarigani. The 7 days of Kwanzaa, Abarigani, Nguzo Saba, Abarigani. 7 days of Kwanzaa.
I love it. This is getting me warmed up for the Kwanzaa season. You know what? And for you peekaboo folks online that I can't see your face, I can't wait till Kwanzaa because I get to see your face and then you can't hide behind the screen. I get to hug you and squeeze you and rock you. I am so looking forward to that. Thank you for that appropriate song selection, Baba Jeffrey, getting warmed up for Habar Ghani season, for Kwanzaa season. And I just want to say for those of you who are, not physically here with us in Sacramento, we just want to remind you that it's okay to have your own Kwanzaa ceremonies in your home, even if you're introducing it to folks that have never done it before. That's how Kwanzaa spread the nation, spread the world. It's family by family, community by community, city by city, state to state, country to country. So Habara Ghani, that's going to be stuck in my head all day, y'all. All right, so this next person needs to get a participation award for today because you all over the program today, sister. You know who you are. Take it away with our historical tribute, Mama Saraswati.
It just sort of happens. Anyway, I am going to share my screen right now.
Excellent.
Good morning, family. Our historical tribute this morning is going to be an Akansanya Kambon, artist educator who is a member of Wose Sacramento. I became aware of his art when I saw his exhibit at the Crocker Museum. I sent some pictures to Minister Imhotep and he said he'd be a great candidate for historical tribute. I jumped at the chance to do this because I really fell in love with his work. We'll take a brief look at several facets that make up the life of this great artist. We're going to talk a little bit about his beginnings, his life in the military and Black Panthers. We'll look at his art, of course, and his commitment to education. Akansanya was born Mark Teamer in 1946 in Del Paso Heights. I thought it was interesting. His family bought a boxcar for $200, put it on cement blocks, added a door, windows, and a porch, and that was home. Akansanya was stricken with polio at the age of 3, and art became his respite. By the time he graduated from high school, he was only reading at a second grade level. In 1966, at the age of 19, he was drafted into the Marine Corps. When he was young, his school was near the Crocker Museum, and he became aware of art at a very early age. At one time in his life, he said he went to the museum every single day. From 1966 to 68, Akansanya served his tour of duty in Vietnam with the Marines as a combat illustrator because they realized pretty quickly that he was very talented. He is the recipient of 3 Purple Hearts. He was blown up twice in Vietnam and says he still pulls metal from his body to this very day. He also suffers from PTSD. One of his nightmarish drawings is of a soldier whose lower torso is blown away, and this is experience that came from his reality. He says that image still haunts him to this very day. The war made him believe that he was part of America. He didn't find out that he wasn't until he got back. He also speaks with some passion about Long Binh Jail outside Saigon, which was comprised of over 50% Blacks who were housed in containers. naked in 100-degree plus heat for 24 hours a day. They were there for minor offenses, including absent without leave, AWOL. Understanding Akinsanya has helped me to understand the ill effects my father suffered in the Korean War because he returned a changed man. By the way, the Vietnam War was the first integrated war the United States ever fought. Here's a picture of LBJ, Long Bin Jail, after the riots. Akinsanya was very aware of the racist policies in Vietnam, and he indicated that this was a black prison. You'll see Akinsanya in this hat often. He wears it almost all the time. And the first arrow is a picture is pointing to his Purple Heart. And then you can see that there are also 3 other names of cities in Vietnam that he occupied. I just really think that this is very telling, that this experience in the military will always be a part of him. I think it's really important for me to tell this story. I was so affected by it. I just really wanted to share this with you. This picture is called Detroit Blue, and he's reading a newspaper. This is something that Akinsanya experienced. So Detroit Blue is reading a newspaper. He's from Detroit, and he sees that a woman was shot in the face with a .50 caliber machine gun, and that there were 11 children with her in the apartment when this occurred. And Detroit knew this woman. He dropped the newspaper and walked away, and he wept. Akinsanya felt that Detroit Blue was a really tough person, and he thought it was so uncharacteristic of him to weep over something like this. So later, Akinsanya went to him and asked him about, why he was so emotional after reading that article. And Akinsanya says it wasn't that he knew the woman who was killed. It was that he felt so betrayed by his own government, who was using weapons that were not allowed in Vietnam against our own people in America. He said that he just felt betrayed. Akinsanya finished the story with his understanding that Detroit Blue finished his life in Detroit with a needle in his arm. In Vietnam, Akinsanya was introduced to the Black Panther Party. As a Panther, he taught himself to read and write. He's also responsible for the infamous Black Panther coloring book, which contained drawings of black men stabbing pigs. It was a book for adults. It was a history book, and it wasn't for children. But the coloring book was used as a propaganda against the Panthers, threatening the breakfast program, so they disavowed responsibility for production. So everything fell on Akinsanya's shoulders. In 1970, to add to insult to injury, he was tried and ultimately acquitted in the shooting trial of a white Sacramento police officer. He was a member of the Oak Park Four. The DA eventually dropped charges and he was freed, but it was after 8 months. So here's a picture of Akinsanya with a friend showing the original Black Panther coloring book. In a way, even though he felt thrown to the wolves, he is still really proud of the book, and I think he actually considered reissuing it. And I also believe that the original document is on display at the Smithsonian. Here's one of his ceramics showing a picture of a Black Panther. I just couldn't resist that. I found a master's thesis online about the Oak Park Four. The subject of the thesis was the study of the media coverage of the event. The Sacramento Observer, the Black newspaper in our community, had a completely different take on the coverage, and Akinsanya agrees that they were definitely responsible, and as well as the community support for their acquittal. His name means hero of vengeance, and I believe it's really telling that while meditating in 1995 in Africa in Elmina Castle in Ghana, he heard a woman's voice tell him that he needed to teach our children who were stolen about our history and our religion. And he was really changed from that point on. He says when he's doing his work that the ancestor spirits just come over him and possess him, and they control his hands. He never really knows what he's doing, and everybody who knows, who's around him when he's working, knows that he is in a trance. He attended classes in Sacramento College where he learned the raku technique that he uses for his ceramics. But separately from that, he graduated from CSU Fresno with a Master's of Art in 1976. And in 84, he began to teach African American Studies at CSU. And by the way, he's a grandfather of 16. His wife says that he pours most of his time and money into his free art classes, leaving little for himself. Here's a picture of Akinsanya at the pulling his ceramics out of the oven. He performs his Western-style raku firings at night in the company of dancers and drummers. This process infuses each of his works with juju, or spiritual vigor. It really sounds like a wonderful experience. The time that he spends at the kiln, the ovens are heated to approximately 1700 degrees. So now just a few pictures of Akinsanya and his photos and art. These are his paintings. If I know the name of an art, I include it. Some I don't know. Most of these are experiences or people that he saw, that he felt he must capture. I love his work. This hole in the wall is someplace in Fresno that he used to frequent. She is washing greens. In 1984, he founded Pan-African Art. In 1995, in concert with his wife, Tamasha Ross Cambone, they incorporated the organization. They founded a gallery in 2003 and a museum in 2019. He divides his time currently between Long Beach and Sacramento, and he actively continues working. I'm estimating that each piece that we're going to look at in the next couple of slides range between $600 to $800, but they're not for sale because he wants them to be on display for the next generation. He creates daily in his garage, he says, until exhaustion. Again, if I know the name of the piece, I will include it. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present this great humanitarian. It's been a spiritual experience chatting with him and seeing his videos and learning about his love and commitment to his people. Thank you. Good morning, family.
Ashe.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
Ashe.
Hey.
Wow.
Excellent. Excellent.
Shay.
Formative.
Black
Thank you
history
for
is
your
with
share.
us. Mm.
Thank you for your
Ashe.
Thank you for your energy and your time in preparing that historical tribute. I think it's important to notate that sometimes people feel that historical tributes are only for people who are ancestors, but it's very important for us to not just give a bouquet of flowers to those who are still with us, who are making history, active living legends, and we include them in our historical tributes as well. And with that, it's time for Baba Jeff to take us away with some more music. What you got in that bag of sounds, brother? What you got for us next?
This is a soul fire production. Soul fire reggae. Something beautiful's gonna happen to me. I feel something grand is coming my way. I can see while I open my eyes and I jump out of bed and I give thanks and praise to the Most High One. She give me courage, she give me strength, and she give me love, she give me love. Something beautiful's gonna happen to me. I can feel it, I can feel it. Something grand is coming my way. I can see it, I can see it. People in this world, there's a place within yourself where you can find the strength to carry on. Even if you feel alone and there's no place to call your home, let your spirit take the lead. We'll take you there. Look inside you. There's a divine view that gives you vision to see beyond the limits in this world, the pain and all the hurt. To your place with the stars. That's how I know something beautiful's gonna happen to me. I can feel it, I can feel it. Something grand is coming my way. I can see it, I can see it. And I can feel it, I can see it. I can feel it, I can see it. Can't you feel it? Can't you see it? Can't you feel it? Can't you see it? I can feel it, I can see it. I can feel it, I can see it. Can't you feel it? Can't you see it? Can't you feel it? Can't you see it? That's how I know. That's how I know. Something beautiful's gonna happen to me. I can feel it.
Big ups to Sister Glow and the Soul Fire Productions for that amazing song. You know the song is good when people are actually singing along to it, right? That's an indication that they like it, right? Some clapping hands is going up. I also have some amazing feedback from the historical tribute. It says, beautiful, a living legend. Thank you for the presentation. Another says, we all need to teach our children. Another feedback is beautiful, Sister Saraswati, culture reclamation of on time, and a great historical tribute. I learned something new and it gave me many things to think about. It's nice when y'all hit up the chat box because you know if we was next to each other, we'd be bumping elbows and chattering. So that feedback is always welcome. It livens up the space. Even though we're on screen time, we're on the same time and on the one together. Sister Doris says, I feel it, something good. Very good. I love the energy in this Cybro Afrotech space that we got going on. That was a wonderful selection. And I heard that Sister Glow is going to be on the program for Kwanzaa. So if you want that live and plugged up, let's do it. I'll see you there. So now it is time for our litany of sacrifice. And in our litany of sacrifice, that always means that it's time for us to remember that we come to Wose, not to just receive, but also to give. Whether they're sacrifices of our talents, our time, our energy, it is about giving back and pouring into this space that we call Wose. So take it away, Sister Michelle. And I think I see Baba Ed. Yes, Baba Ed.
Save us, O Holy One, by your name. Vindicate us by your might. Hear my prayer, divine protector. Listen to the words of my mouth. How can we repay the Holy One for the gifts that have been given to us? We will lift up the cup of salvation and call upon the God of our ancestors. We will fulfill our vows to our Creator in the presence of all of our people. Gladly we bring our sacrifices to you. We praise your name, O Amen Ra, for it is good. Umoja, unity. We shall strive to maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race.
Kujichagulia, self-determination. We shall define, name, create, and speak for ourselves.
Ujima, collective work and responsibility. We shall build and maintain our communities together. Our brothers and sisters' problems shall be ours to solve together.
Ujamaa, cooperative economics. Together we shall build and maintain our own businesses and together profit from them.
Nia, purpose. We shall make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community and the restoration of our people to our traditional greatness.
Ashe. Goomba, creativity. We shall do as much as we can in any way we can to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than when we inherited it.
Nia, purpose. We shall make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community and the restoration of our people to our traditional greatness. Amen Ra. Ashe. Oh, I read the wrong thing. Imani, faith. We shall believe with all of our hearts in our God, our people,
and in
and
the righteousness and victory of our struggle. Ashe.
That's all right, Baba Ed. It's okay to double up. We could use a double scoop of some Nia. We could use a double scoop of all of the Ngusa Saba. So we ain't mad at you. We're so grateful. Also, you'll see on the screen right now is the appropriate places for you to designate to send in your donation. I'd like to read the special note from Sister Doris, Mother Doris, that says, thanks to all that have been giving this year, the gifts of time, talents, and financial resources. Giving thanks, and may you be blessed more abundantly. That's from our own Mother Doris. So please see that you can do the P.O. box for your sacrifices that you share. And also you can go to the websites, the appropriate websites, to send in your offering as well. And I just got to take a time out. I see a special face Brother Minister Makalisa, we are so happy to see you here. We know that you're healing, and we're just sending you good vibes to every little cell in your body. My mother used to sing me a song when I got sick when I was a little girl. Every little cell in your body is healthy. Every little cell in your body is well. You are healthy. You are well. Every little cell in your body is well. We love seeing you, Minister Makalisi. Thank you for being here.
I see. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, you're looking
Thank you.
stronger and stronger. Very good, very good. So, with that, as we
Indeed.
transition from our litany of sacrifice, it is now to prepare our hearts and our minds and our spirits for the message. This is where we come in because, my people, there's a lot of messaging going on around us day to day, minute to minute. People want your attention to go to all kind of places. And the reason why we come here to this spiritual space, the reason why we tap into Wosei is to realign with the message of the Most High. There's messages from everybody everywhere, but the most important one is the message and the guidance that we receive from the Most High. So open your heart, open your mind. If you got notes and you want to jot some notes down so it can continue to serve you. I had the opportunity of spending some special time with our dear minister Alicia yesterday, and I am eager to hear what the message is. So please come up to the mic, unmute yourself, and bless us with what the Most High has given you to share. Everyone, today's message from our minister Alicia.
Ashe, Ashe, give thanks. I am turning on my timer so it won't be so long. So greetings everyone. We are so thankful today for the breath that's within our bodies. We are so thankful today for being able to commune with the Most High together today. It's always beautiful how when you get ready to when you get ready to have a message, you don't really tell people what you're saying all the time, what you're going to say, what you're thinking about saying, what Amaral has put in your spirit necessarily. But it's beautiful because as we go through the service, I see that Most High has given. It wasn't just me, because everything that we have said today and have done today is all within the message. And so the message is not just for me, it's a message that we have all together as one, and we're putting together succinctly, and it's beautiful to see. So jumping right in, our freedom writings today are going to come from the Hosea, the book of the creations, page number 5, number 1. And I'm not going to read all of it, but I'm going to read most of it. So in Ra's description of his creation, it says, "Thus said Ra, the Lord of all, the Lord of the utmost limits, after he had come into being. I am the one who came into being as Khepher, he who comes into being and brings into being. When I came into being, being itself came into being. Many were the beings that came forth from the commands of my mouth. Heaven had not yet come into being, nor had earth come into being. Not hath the ground been created, or the things that creep and crawl upon it. I raised up beings in the primordial waters as inert things. I found no place on which to stand. I formed it from the desire in my heart. I laid the foundation through Maat. I created forms of every kind. Many were the forms which issued from the commands of my mouth. Not yet had I established Shu, the power of principle of light and air, nor sent forth Tefnut, the power and principle of moisture. There existed no one who acted together with me. I conceived it in my own heart. And there came into being a vast number of forms of divine beings, as forms of offspring and forms of their offsprings from them. I came forth from among the plants which I created." And I'm going to stop right there for that one. And then also the book of Songs, page 83, number 2. It says, "The song for the priest of Ra Neferhotep. Generations pass away since the first day of creation, and other generations come in their places. The splendor of Ra rises in the morning and goes to rest in the west. Men beget and women conceive, and every nostril breathes air. Day dawns, and the newborn go to their appointed places. Celebrate the days of rejoicing then, O priest. Put the finest scents to your nose and garlands of lotus flowers around your neck and shoulders and on the body of your beloved sister who sits beside you. Set song and music before you and all evil things behind. Remember only joy until the day which comes which you reach the port in the land that loves silence. And give bread to those who have no field, for you so shall you gain a good name for the future forever. Ashe. And the title of our message today is The Promise of Returning Light. So we have come upon the time of the solstice. The solstice is coming December 21st, where right now the earth is tilted the furthest away from the sun at this time, during this time. So here we experience that as having the fewest hours of sunlight and thus the longest night. We're in darkness. And here in the valley, we have been talking about our weather because we have been experiencing like very foggy, overcast conditions, and like many of us, we haven't seen the sun in over a week. And I remember at work last week, one of the teachers was saying, you know, how bad she felt. She was like, oh, I haven't seen the sun. The sun is not out. You know, she was in the break room lamenting. Most of the time we come in there and we decompress over the children. What the children have done today. But this day she had felt, distant from the sun because she was like, the sun has not been out. I'm feeling so, tired, so bad, And I told her, I said, it's light outside. So we know that the sun is up. We just can't see it. And so she gave a little smile. I was hoping to help her a little bit. Just to know that the sun is not gone. The sun is not away from us. The sun is still there. And, many people experience these things. They experience the winter blues. And if it's like really bad, they'll experience like seasonal affect disorder, where they are sad all the time. They have low energy. They have difficulty getting up in the morning, loss of interest in activities. It goes more than just I'm cold and I'm just laying in the bed for extra time. It's like they have really hard time getting up. They feel gloomy and irritable. Because of the fact that they're a lot of the times they'd be very in tune with the sun, like the sunlight, it triggers serotonin within our brain. It's like our happy hormone in our human brain. And that the sunlight improves our mood, it promotes calm and it promotes focus. The sunlight helps to regulate our sleep also, with its melatonin, and it increases our endorphins. You know how sometimes we're locked up in the house that after, we're like, oh, I don't feel good, but well, we have to run this errand. And once you go outside and you're in the sun and the good air, you're just like, wow, I just feel so much better. That's that beautiful igniting that comes from the sun, the sunlight. So when we have less sunlight, we may experience these sad feelings, these depressive feelings. And add to that these times that our country is experiencing. This time is a time of uncovering of truth. So kind of to frame it in that way, like we see a lot of things going on, but right now it's an uncovering of the truth. Minister Imhotep used to say it's the last kicks of a dying horse. Like we see that there's things that are going away and things that are coming to light. And a lot of people wanted to keep truths uncovered. So, keep the truths covered. So when you're trying to uncover the truth, you will experience some unrest. And it's not really pretty, and sometimes it gets rough. In our rhythm, as we engage in particular boycotts and things, The things that we usually would go to, like if a person, goes out every day and purchases coffee, now is finding out that their company is not the great company that they should be going to. So it might, transition them to have to find some other thing to do for that time of day. So a lot of times people are off of their rhythm as they're trying to find new ways to live in their truth. And then add to that the losses that we are experiencing and all of the grief and the emotions that come with it. Any one of our loved ones, or even us, could be in very bad shape at this time. So, what are we to do? We, the people of the way. The Hosea says in the book of Knowing Creations, in Ra's description of the creation, of his creation, I found no place on which to stand. I formed it from the desire in my heart. I laid the foundation through Maat. Then further down it says, I came forth from among the plants which I created. So we're going to talk about these things for a moment. So during these times, we may feel like the world is shaky. We may feel like there's no ground on which to stand. We may even feel like we're in the bog, like in 2000 Seasons that described this place that was neither land nor sea, like it was not watery and it was not solid. So sometimes when we're walking this path, we might find that we're in the bog, or we don't have a solid place on which to stand. When Ra found no place on which to stand, what did he do? He went to his heart. And in his heart, he found desire for that place to stand. In his heart, he found desire for stability. So he laid the foundation. What did he do? He went to work. Through Ma'at, he used Ma'at to create that space. And then it says, I came forth. This statement to me denotes the transition from one place to another, or from one state of being to another. So when Ra says, I came forth, that says to me that the Creator is transitioning from one state of being to another. The place which he was before was when he had no place to stand. And then the state of being to where now he has come forth from amongst the plants which he created. And so he has been able to do the work to be able to create a space where he can now stand, where he can find a solid place for his footing. Now, in previous messages, we have talked about the physical times of year mimicking the spiritual times of year. In so much as there is a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which have been planted. We talked about the time of year when we are spiritually just working the earth, just working the ground, preparing your soil, tilling the soil. We talked about the time when we begin to, figure out what are we going to plant and actually put the plants into the ground. And we've talked about the time of year when the harvest, and it's time to harvest these crops. All those spiritual things that we have been working on, implementing throughout the year. These are the spiritual things, the things that we are planting, those to organize and planting. When we're thinking in the beginning of the year, new year, new me. This is what I'm going to do. This is how it's going to be. This is like the organization of our crops, right? When we're thinking, when we're doing those New Year's resolutions, when we're saying, this is what I'm going to implement in my life. I'm going to make sure I eat healthy, drink lots of water. That's always our things, right? I'm going to exercise every single day. That's always what's on everybody's New Year's things. And then a month later, sometimes we forget to do some of the things. But anyway, we have those things that we want to do when the new year comes. And so that's the organizing portion. And then we start planting things into the ground. We join that gym. We go and buy, a water dispenser. We're putting those things into the ground, for our health and well-being. So we talked about reaping what we've sown and how those things come up and how you have them in your harvest. When you begin to harvest, you can see what you have put down. Sometimes after you put down the seeds, I know for a fact when I'll think in my mind, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to plant in the backyard, right? I'll go and get the seeds, and me and the kids will go out and we'll plant the seeds down. And then if we're not diligent in staking the things and writing the words, and we're like, wait, what did we plant again? What was that? And then so where was the lettuce? Where was the carrots? And then we said, well, we have to see when they start coming up. And so as things start to grow, you start to see, what have you planted. So spiritually, as you're doing your spiritual work, working on forgiveness, working on more love, working on being greater in the community, when we're putting those things into practice, we are putting in those seeds into the ground. And as we work on them, we see as they come up. And then they come up to the harvest. We say, oh, these were the carrots I planted. Oh, that was the lettuce of love and forgiveness that I had planted a long time ago. So we're able to see the harvest. We're able to collect that. And then we also see where we may have neglected. We also see those times where maybe the watermelon need extra water and I didn't do that watering well. So I got a really small watermelon, or my watermelon didn't. One year we planted watermelon and we got a lot of leaves. That was about it. We got a lot of leaves. I was like, this said watermelon and this just leaves. There's no watermelon. So it wasn't enough of something. There was something else that needed to be paid attention to in order to get the watermelon. Just like in our spiritual life, there's sometimes we say we're going to do something, or I'm going to work on forgiving this person, or I'm going to work on forgiveness in my heart. And as the year goes by, we kind of forget to put that into practice. So then we come up with a bunch of leaves and not a big giant watermelon like we wanted to. Yes, an unbelievable watermelon. True, true. So now is the time that we have taken stock of what has come up as beautiful in our harvest and what we need to work on for the next year. So Ra is saying, I've come forth from the plants which I created. So as he is saying, now I'm stable, and now the things that I have created, I'm going to come forth from that plant. Just like when we are planting those seeds in our spirit and out in the universe, our energy, we're going to come forth from those things that which we create. We came forth as we transition into the new year from the plants which we created as well. So one way to curtail some of these heightened or sad emotions is to know that everything is given its season. And if you're still breathing, you have a chance and opportunity to plant new seeds and come forth from those new seeds. Another thing is our attention. What we pay and give attention to is crucial at this time because of our states of mind due to the lack of the sunlight and all of the other things that are going on around us. First, note that attention is reciprocal because you are activating Ma'at on a real level. Notice our words around the word attention. We pay attention, we give attention, receiving attention, or even calling attention to. When you call, you're calling out, and if somebody picks up, that's a reciprocal call. So those things those words are showing Ma'at on a real level. So it's very important that we paying attention to what we are giving our attention to. These words denote that a person is in that giving and receiving mode. The first two virtues of I will control my thoughts and I will control my actions, those we think about when we are putting things in our mind, when we are paying attention to things. So we have to focus on what it is that we want to be in our minds and then seek that information out. The kids have this thing called brain rot. And I tell my kids, look, if something is titled brain rot, you should not be watching that. It tells you in the title. It's not going to be good for your growing brains. So what we put attention to, we should not be paying attention to more grief and more sadness and more pain and more, lower vibrational energy. If we are already in a state of not being able to get the higher sunlight the light from the sun to help us out. And you should not bombard yourselves with lots of news, because we all know that the news that they're giving is a lot of negativity, and it can overwhelm you, and it can bring you, especially in this state of not having a lot of the sun, not being able to go out all the time because it's freezing cold, and different things that are going on that might have us in a lower state. We want to make sure that we are not bombarding ourselves with a lot of negative stuff from the outside, or disastrous stuff from the outside. Oh no, there's a disaster in this place. There was an earthquake here. There was a flood there. Oh, and then it kind of overwhelms you with all of that. So when you're feeling the discomfort of life, start paying attention to more joyful things. And life has been coming for us. Life has been lifing, for the collective, Um, even with myself, like right now as I stand in my life, here in 2025, that I have had three spiritual fathers that was been very close, and one of them was my biological father, of course, as he has taught me and growing up. I lost him on June 1st in 2022. And then we were at yes, Ashe. We were at St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church. That's where I spent my first 24 years of life under Reverend Dr. Ephraim Williams. And he passed in November of 2024. And then this year, we have lost Minister Imhotep in 2025. So there's a lot of loss being going on. And it's not necessarily easy to walk into 2023 without those three. But I still feel the blessing. I still feel the blessing. I receive those feelings of joy, knowing that I've had a father who is steady, a father who is orderly and righteous, a father that was caring. I had a father that was upstanding in the community. He was strong and soft-spoken, kind-hearted. He was an intelligent man. He loved and served God, and he taught his girls to do the same. There was only two of us, and he taught us well. The loving and the serving of God is the most important thing. I feel joy when I think about my early church years, because I know that not everybody has those experiences. But I feel joy when I look at my early church years. Reverend Williams created a space where I thrived. I had beautiful stories and beautiful experiences and beautiful testimonies. He taught me a lot, and it increased my love for God, and it ignited my spiritual intellect. And I feel joy when I think about deciding to be here at Wose. That spiritual decision I made was through the truth that I was hearing from Minister Imhotep. His teachings had expanded my house. Now, my father had provided a solid foundation, and Reverend Williams had built the initial structure, and then Minister Imhotep have expanded the house. So I went from having a little modest 2-bedroom, little nice modest house to a 12-bedroom mansion with a pool, a basketball court, some fruit trees, the outdoor sauna, and a garden. I feel so blessed because the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that I have gotten since I've been here at Wose. In Kemet, I see that the house had layered meanings. Of course, it's your physical home. It's the center of your family life. There is the Per Ankh, the house of life, which is the temple school for the sacred knowledge. There's a house of eternity, which is the tomb for the afterlife. There's the Per Ah, the great house, referring to the royal palace, but also to the pharaoh himself, symbolizing power and divine connection. So in that, I see that my Per Ankh, my house of life, this temple school for sacred knowledge, is here at Wose, and I am overjoyed. I am overjoyed. Even in the midst of all the loss, you see the joy, you feel the joy. And so I must anchor myself in that and remember those things and set my mind on those things. Because especially at this time of year where there's holidays after holidays, there's all these remembrances, but there's so much joy attached to it as well. So we remember joy. I remember Minister Imhotep's laugh and his dancing to Sister Gloria's Good Life. I remember Reverend Williams always saying, he always said in his messages, I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. And me and my sister, and how we used to giggle because his Easter messages always ended the same. Reverend Williams always ended the Easter messages the same way. It don't matter what he was talking about. The end of the messages, he got up, he got up, he got up, he got up. That was it. And we always giggled about that as kids. And I remember joy when I think of my father wearing clothes out of the ordinary. My father he wore the same types of clothes all the time. He always had, a semblance of a suit and tie type thing. I had never really seen him like wear jeans or anything like that. So occasionally he would try to have some fun. And one day he wore like a whole jean outfit. He wore like the jean jacket and the jeans and a little white t-shirt and some sunglasses. He put some sunglasses on and he said he thought he was cool. And me and my sister cracked up because we had never seen my dad ever like that before. So, and also I remember things about my dad, like when he was a passenger in a car, he would kind of like, he would always hang on to the little, the little healthy things that, like, oh my gosh, you're driving. So he would always do that. See, I remember the joy. I count it all joy. And the sun has diminished now almost to its state of death, and for 3 days it will appear to stand still in the sky. But the third thing is that the knowledge that the Most High has ordered this universe on Ma'at, and Ma'at is order, so that after those 3 days, the sun will be born. Most High has given us a promise of returning light. Most High has set the benefits of light for all of us. And in life, we don't always see it or feel it, though it is always there. Most High has given us the benefit of the knowledge of Ma'at. So hopefully we can recognize Ma'at working through us and working through our lives, even on our darkest of days, or even in our lonely nights. What a blessing. Ma'at is there for everyone and lies as a plain path, but some cannot see it and some do not know it. So how beautiful it is that we do. What a beautiful blessing when we are able to see Ma'at running through our lives. In this time of reflection, this time of the death of the sun, this time of barren ground, this time of taking stock of the work that still needs to be done, remember that through Ma'at we will have a place on which to stand. Most High has set a time in motion that we do have that promise of returning light. And once again, we call to remembrance that that light surrounds us, that light comes through us, and that we are the light. Ashe.
Ashe,
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 ashe.
ashe.
Asheo.
Take it all in, and we allow that beautiful message from our minister Alicia to invigorate us and to remind us that the light is always, and we are so grateful for those gentle reminders. I love the way you did the year in review of the messages, the year in review of lessons, and then transformed them and reminded us that it's our job to see the lessons in it, but always the joy and the light. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your intention. And the seed and we're prepared now to prepare for the next garden. And we are awaiting the sun, and we are children of the sun. So we know we are blessed. And as the old school folks say, we are blessed and highly favored with the light. Ashe, everyone. Ashe. Thank you so much. And so we have some reviews in the
Ashe.
comment section. Sister Doris says, the light is in us, the light is around us, the light is in us. We are all the light. Seeing the light, the sun is born in us and through us. Ashe. Give thanks for the message. So, and reminder is that we take this message with us everywhere we go. We let it charge us through the week. We're gonna be sad because the sun isn't there, but when we know who we are and whose we are, we know that the light is just days away. And as we get through this season and prepare, we are going to have our seeds lined up. We're not going to have them unbelievable watermelons. We're going to pick good seeds and put it in good soil and wait for that good sun. Ashe, ashe.
Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King said that to the believer, the darkness is light enough.
Ashe, ashe. Beautiful words. Good little sprinkles of some extras on top of that message. Good, good, good. Excellent. So now as we close out, we allow that message to touch our hearts, to touch our minds, to uplift us. We now transition to our invitation. And, you know, it's been amazing because since COVID and being able to use our technology, our African intelligence, our ancient intelligence, we are growing and we have more and more people abroad who have joined WOSE. But we want to extend this now to any community members. If you've been curious, if you've been peeking, if you've been tapping in, if you've been moved, if the information and the spiritual upliftment that WOSE offers is the space in the home for you, we invite you at this time. Whether you speak up now or make a chat box message, or whether you directly contact one of our ministers to make that connection, we want you to know that WOSE is an ever-growing space and that we are here to make sure that we last generation after generation, and we welcome you and your family. So this is our extended invitation for anyone who is so moved. We welcome you and we receive you with love. And so now, I see I got a little message. Hold on. Wonderful worship coordinating. Oh, thank you, brother Ed. Thank you. I appreciate you. And now it is time for us to close out and see what remix Baba Jeffrey has of our Lift Every Voice and Sing. I don't know what you got, but I'm ready for you, Baba Jeff.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven
arrangement. That's a good arrangement. We're going to have to learn that, y'all. And see, when you sing in a choir, don't matter if you got a perfect voice or not, because we all blend together. So let's work on that, y'all. Let's practice. Sister Alicia, Minister Alicia, will you close us out with our close?
Yes. Now unto the ones who's able to lift us up faultlessly before the throne on high, may they empower us to be one people
One people,
with one aim,
one aim,
one destiny,
one destiny,
one love,
one love,
one heart,
one heart,
and one God.
one God.
Let us call upon the name of that one God as our ancestors and our elders have done for countless times and time immemorial. Let us all say, Mariana hit us with that note. You are the most beautiful people on the face of this earth. Ashe, ashe.
Ashe, everybody. Have a wonderful, blessed week. Peace.
You do the same.